Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Karlene and today we're going to be hanging out in my project corner and we're going to be creating 2 wreaths on a budget using inexpensive and budget-friendly items. They were quick and easy, perfect for a beginner, if you're new to craft and DIY that is. Thank you for clicking on this video. I hope you enjoy hanging out with me for a nice calm afternoon while we create something beautiful for the home. If you enjoy easy recipes, homemaking and simple living, you're definitely in the right place. We're cozying up inside on this windy, rainy day. I've been so looking forward to creating some beautiful wreaths to welcome our guests to our home and add a touch of that autumn-winter season. For the materials, I grabbed 1 packet of raffia, the natural colour. I found a really beautiful artificial flower, which is going to be the centerpiece for this wreath, and I'm going to be using some leftover fabric from my last project where I made DIY spiced pumpkin latte candles. They smelled delicious and I'm going to be using some of this fabric that's left over. I will be repurposing this grapevine wreath. I think I bought this for like $10 maybe 12 years ago from a market in Melbourne, Victoria when I was on holidays. You can see I used it for Easter previously. I got some thick crafting twine, some more artificial leaves, and I have some ribbon. I don't know if you call it ribbon with that sort of material, but some of that is left over from Christmas. So some things I had, some things I bought, but they are all budget friendly. If you would like to find them, I will try and link something similar below. I think grapevine wreaths would have to be my favorite style of wreath to use and to decorate because they're so easy to repurpose and reuse, and mine has lasted forever. So the first thing I'm going to do is strip it from its leftover Easter vibes so that we can start with a clean slate. I intentionally chose a warm colored main flower like the florals, and the leaves I sort of chose in that soft sort of pastel plummy color because I wanted it to feel like autumn as opposed to the bright spring colors of Easter. I chose this leafery greenery because you got 3 stems in the one set, I guess you could say. And I just start by massaging all of those sort of plastic stems and the metal stems because they are slightly movable. Don't know why there's like a rolled up bit of plastic, like a plastic bag in there. That was just a freebie. And I start by making those really nice and soft so that they're easier to work with. I have seen people use hair dryers on them. If you've gotten something that's really quite firm and stiff, you can use a hair dryer to help soften the plastic and then sort of mold it how you want it before attaching it to your wreath. So that is an option as well. I didn't need to do that this time, which is really great. Saved me some time. This was really quick and easy to assemble. One thing I did want to mention too is that you will see me using a hot glue gun, but I love using that with this grapevine wreath because after it's done and dried and it's been hanging up and I want to redecorate it, you can just pick those bits of hot glue off. It doesn't damage the grapevine. There's no like yucky bits of glue left, or it doesn't strip the wood, the vine. So that's just another reason why I enjoy decorating with that. I honestly think the hardest part of wreath making is just deciding on a design, really. I sort of had in my mind that I wanted that main flower in the center, and then I wanted the purpley plum color leaves sort of flanking that on either side, and I was trying to maneuver the little mini ferns and the little like berry blossom little bits as well so that it had some dimension and it wasn't flat. Another reason why I love a grapevine wreath is because I love that you can just poke greenery into it. Sometimes you don't even need to glue it or attach it with a florist wire. So if you're new to making a wreath and you haven't done that before, definitely grab one of these because they are really easy to decorate with. To make my wreath look cohesive and more put together and higher end, I guess, not basic, I tried to pick leafery, greenery flowers that all had like a complementing colour. So you can see that there's a bit of a plum touch on the edge of these leaves, so we're not going to waste those. I waste nothing. If you've been in my kitchen before, you'll know that I hate wasting food, and I just hate wasting anything really, I guess. So we're going to keep those leaves as well, because that's going to be some nice filler to fill around our flower, or possibly even up each side of the wreath. And if you do purchase some artificial flowers and you don't need those leaves for this time, I just tend to tie them together with an elastic band and pop them in a box all together, and then you can bring them out for another season and another wreath. To add some texture and some natural elements to this wreath, I'm going to go ahead and just trim down some leftover Christmas ribbon, and I'm just going to fray the edges to make it look a little bit more rustic and a bit more lived in, not so perfect. Add some home-like character to our cozy wreath. We're going to add a really simple ribbon detail just by folding our strip into 3 loops or 3 bubbles, and initially I thought it would be easiest to thread florist wire, like flower wire, through each loop at the base to hold it together, but in the end I ended up just poking it through a gap in the grapevine and gluing it on each side so that the fabric was glued to the grapevine, and then the fabric was glued to the fabric, and then on the other side of the grapevine, and that worked just fine, and that was easier. So depending on what type of ribbon you find, maybe just use whichever method is quickest and easiest for you. I don't know how I missed it, but I wasn't recording when I attached the flower, and you're going to laugh, but it sat so flat and kind of like inside itself. I wanted it to poke out more and look really full, so I glued one of the, there you go, you can see it in the background, a little Easter egg to the grapevine to be like a little base for the flower to stick to, so that way it like sort of bursts out of the wreath as opposed to being sunken in inside itself like a sad dehydrated flower. So I liked it much better this way. I mean, no one's gonna know, right? Like, you're not gonna tell anyone, are you? Like, when they come to my house, like, look what's behind there. Oh, Schmarlene. What is she doing? For the raffia, I ended up just folding it down onto itself to create almost like it's folded in half, and I just used some of its sort of tail ends to wrap it around itself, and then I just glued that together so it would hold tight, and then I just fanned out the loop so it almost looks like a little, like a love heart sort of shape, because I want that to sort of poke out from the wreath in between the flowers to add some dimension, and I kind of wanted it to have like a little sort of tail down the center, almost like when you have a bow tie on a ribbon and you got little ribbon tails, but it's like a raffia tail, just for something sort of different and a little bit more natural and organic looking. I have yet to add the thick jute rope so I can hang it, but what do you think so far? I love it. I do care what you think, but I love it. I love the little dangly bits down the center, and I can't wait to hang it up on my front door. I do need to give my front door a bit of a scrub before I hang that up. Or I was even thinking I might put it downstairs, like in our guest area, to be like a nice welcoming wreath for when they enter through there. I don't know, what do you think? Do you like it? I love it. Someone's soaking up the sunshine while it's out. Look at his beautiful face. Okay, on to the next wreath. Now, my next wreath did not go to plan, but I still made it really simply and quickly and easily, and still on a budget. So I got this foam wreath from Silly Solly's. I think it was maybe $2 or $3. And my grand idea initially was to use my leftover fabric from the shirt that I also got at Silly Solly's that I used for my spiced pumpkin latte candles, slice off the sleeve, thread it on, and then I was going to be done. But what I didn't account for was the shape of the sleeve, so it's not equal in diameter, so it's gonna look all loosey-goosey, which is not the look I was going for. So we're going to do a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. So learn from my mistakes. If you have a tube of fabric, go straight ahead. If it is a flat sleeve like mine, don't do that. It doesn't look any good. I tried it. In the end, I ended up cutting out long rectangular strips of fabric and then using pins to attach it to the styrofoam, which is really a simple, quick and easy way to pull this wreath together. And to get the ruffled look, I simply just gathered it along and pinned it neatly at the back. It was as easy as that. So quick, so easy, and it's so cute. Now, of course, I'm almost done, and look, I'm 2 inches short. Fancy that. What are the chances? So to make this 22 centimeter wreath, I think it was, it took about 1.5 sleeves of an extra large shirt. So really budget friendly to make this really sweet wreath. And to join any of the fabric together, I just folded over the edges so that the raw edge wasn't exposed, and then I just hid the join amongst the gathered parts of the fabric. So really simple, very beginner friendly, this one. Now we're almost done. We've got all of our fabric attached, and I'm really happy with how that's looking. I'm just checking that you can't see any of the joinery. If anything looks a little bit too loose and too baggy, you can just go ahead and just pin that around to the back. I'm thinking I might add this little wreath to like my coffee nook area in my kitchen, but I'm not sure. It was the last one there at Silly Solly's where I'd found it. I wish there was 2 so I could put one on either side of my range hood in my kitchen. That would look so cute. Almost looks like scarecrow-like. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Some cute little like wheat strands would be cute to decorate this too. I don't have any of that here locally. Maybe some sugarcane, dried sugarcane flour maybe? That'd be cute. Since I've got the raffia already, I'm going to go ahead and just add a really simple bow tie to the base, just to add a nice little natural element and a sweet little touch. I think so. What do you think? I'm going to leave the tails on the longer side, but I'm going to trim it once I get it into the coffee nook area so I don't make it too short. I was thinking about adding a button to the center of the bow, but I think it's better without. Without. What do you think? Comment below. Should I add it on, or is it too much? Just leave it as it is. And that is our 2 budget-friendly wreaths that are simple, quick and easy to make. Let me know below, which one did you like more? The grapevine style, or do you like this fabric style? Comment and let me know which one you think is the prettiest. Okay guys, thank you for watching this week's video. I'll be back in the kitchen shortly for my next one. I will also link some videos that I think that you will enjoy below. See you next time guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.